Yeah, my zits have diamonds on them. I'm that fab. Hello dudes and dudettes. Today's video is going to be another one on piercings. And it's actually going to be on dumb things people say to people with facial piercings. Or piercings in general, I guess, but this one's going to be about facial piercings, mostly, because obviously I have some. And as you can imagine, or if you've experienced, if you have piercings yourself, people say a lot of stupid things when they see someone with piercings, okay? And we're gonna exclude the really rude things, like, especially, older people will say a lot of things to a young person with piercings because, some of them are just being rude, but for the most part, a lot of them just really genuinely don't understand why you would want a facial piercing because they grew up in a time where that wasn't a thing. Just like with dyeing your hair colorful colors and stuff. A lot of older people, older generations, they don't understand why you would want to. They don't understand why you would want to put metal through your face or ink in your skin or dye your hair a different color. So a lot of times you can usually let that slide as long as they're not being really rude. But like if somebody is like, I've had some older people, a lot of older women will ask me, why would you do that? Like why would you want that in your face? And like, it's really easy to take that as an insult, especially if they're kind of condescending when they say it. But I've noticed, and in talking to, like, my mamaw who has, asked me about them and stuff, a lot of people are honestly just curious. Because it wasn't a thing when they were growing up, and they don't understand the concept. Not the concept. They don't understand why someone would want to pierce their skin other than like their ears. And just take a moment to explain it. There's nothing wrong with that. Most of the time they're asking because they're curious, not because they're being rude. Anyway, going past that, we'll get to some of the dumb things people say, whether they're being a little bit rude or they're just being stupid. Or, I guess curiosity, but really think before you speak. And number one, and the one I get said or asked most often is, I bet that hurt, or did that hurt? No shit. Yes, it hurt a little bit. It's a needle going through your skin. Yes, it hurt. Now, everyone's pain tolerance is different, and different places on your body are different because they have more nerves, whatever. These that I have in my lip did not hurt that bad. It pinched. I think I said that in my all about my angel bites piercings video. It did hurt a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. It didn't hurt very bad, and by the time she got to the second one, it didn't hurt very much at all because it kind of went numb. Kind of like when you're getting a tattoo, if you have tattoos. After a few minutes, it kind of goes numb, but it didn't really hurt that bad. So there's the answer to that question. Most of the time when people ask that, I'm like, no, it didn't hurt that bad. They just kind of look at me like, are you serious? Because like they don't understand that, yes, in theory, a needle going through your skin hurts a lot. But the reality is, a lot of places on your body, especially like on your face, like in your lips, your ears, nose even, actually doesn't hurt that badly. So it's a pretty easily tolerable pain unless you have a low pain tolerance. And if you do, then it'll hurt a lot more. But for me, it did not hurt that bad. So I would really appreciate it if people would stop. I bet that hurt. It's a needle. It's skin. It hurts a little. Anyway, On to the next one. And another one I get told a lot, and it's a lot of times by older people, and this is one of them that I was talking about, that they can get kind of rude. It's not just curiosity asking why I have it or whatever, it's someone being rude. And it is, no one will ever hire you with those piercings in your face. Or, do you think you will get hired? Or do you really think somebody's going to hire you when you have that in your face? Okay, this one is a complicated one, but I will just kind of make a joke or shrug or something, because no, maybe not a lot of places in like customer service, or especially if you're working in food, like if you work at a restaurant, a lot of places won't hire you for that, because I mean, in all honesty, one of the things of your piercing, like one of the balls of your piercings could come off, could fall off at any time. And I mean, I've had that happen to me. I could just be sitting there talking or walking through my house and one of the balls of my lip rings just falls off. It can happen, and if you work in food especially, your boss doesn't want your lip ring to fall into whatever you're making. The customer bites into it, breaks a tooth, they get sued. Or the customer finds it in their food and, oh, that's nasty, because it kind of is. And, excuse me. And they sue them, or they report them, or what have you. And also, a lot of bosses, they think that, especially older people who have, their thoughts on it, won't come back to their store if they see someone working there who has piercings or tattoos, because they associate, a lot of older people especially, associate piercings and tattoos with punks and punks and thugs and whatever else, whatever other word you may have that can refer to people who are not so nice, who steal and are just generally bad people. And no, that does not apply to all. With everything, it's a stereotype. Whatever. But some, like customer service jobs and things like that, will not hire you if you have piercings. Now, career-wise, when you have an actual career, and I'm not in any way downing anyone who works retail, food, whatever, because sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You just gotta get a job. It may be your first job, or you're waiting until whatever, like you're doing an unpaid internship or something, or you just need some extra money, or you want some extra money. I mean, in no way am I saying you're, failing or something if you have a job like that, because I've worked many myself. Anyway, a actual career, one that you can, move up in, you'll be doing for the rest of your life, whatever. A career, not just a job, a career, it doesn't matter if you have piercings or tattoos, because most of the time, a lot of the times, you're pretty important of a person in that job, career, or whatever it may be, or in that career. That doesn't make any sense, I'm sorry. But moving on up in the world and all that, you're settled into something that you'll be doing the rest of your life. It doesn't matter, especially if you're not in customer service, because then, nobody cares, whatever. And if you're a younger person who is thinking of getting a piercing or tattoo, and people tell you that you shouldn't because you'll never be hired, that's bullshit. Like I said, like your first jobs or whatever, if you're lucky, you'll find some that don't care. My first job, I worked in food, but my boss didn't care. Some will, so you should take that into consideration. But just because you have a piercing or a tattoo does not mean for the rest of your life you will be unemployable, because it's not true. You will, there'll be bosses who don't care, there'll be bosses who do care. So it may be a little bit harder to find a job, but you won't be unemployable. So don't let that, yeah, you should take that into consideration, but don't let the fear of that stop you. Number 3, I also get this a lot. This one's one of the rude ones I was talking about. I have been told before, and I have friends who have piercings or tattoos. Well, this mostly applies to piercings, but like facial piercings. They have been told this a lot. And it is, you would look so much better without that thing in your face. Another one I have gotten before, and I've also been told by other people that they have gotten this before, is people telling them that they look like they have a zit, they popped a zit, or they have a booger on their face. Alright. Yeah, my zits have diamonds on them. I'm that fab. My boogers are diamonds. Okay. Now seriously, that's just one of them where people should really think before they speak, because obviously this is not a zit. It's not a booger. That one even I can understand, because with the jewelry with a diamond in it, it will shine. And if the light catches it just right, or the light isn't that great, I could understand maybe how it could seem like a booger, because boogers, can be wet, and anyway, we won't go into that because that's disgusting. But I can even understand that one. But people saying it looks like a zit, okay, zits are red for one, and they will have, sometimes the little white tip, ew. But how does that in any way look like a facial piercing? Come on. Anyway, moving along from that stupidity, that's pretty much all that I have put together, because for the most part, people don't say that much about them. I have people telling me they think they look cool or they like them, but mostly, most things I get about my piercings are what I've said, and most of them are, did that hurt? But occasionally you just get, somebody who doesn't think before they ask, or just wants to be rude, and you get a crazy question or comment. But that's about it. Like I said, for the most part, I've been lucky. People don't really talk too badly about them or anything. I have heard horror stories where people are just completely rude to somebody who has a piercing or a tattoo, and that's just ridiculous. But I've fortunately never had to deal with that. I would like anybody watching this, if you have a facial piercing or a tattoo, leave in the comments any kind of crazy question or comment you have ever had from somebody asking or commenting on your piercings or tattoos. Because I'd like to know. Have you had one of those kind of horror stories, or just somebody who did not think before they asked you a question or made a comment? Let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, because I'll probably do quite a bit of videos on piercings and or tattoos. If you want to see more of my face and hear more of my talking, please subscribe. That would really make me happy. And thumbs up, please. And share this video with anybody who has a facial piercing and you think would get a kick out of it. And I love you all, everybody who is coming back to my channel to watch my videos, or if you're new here. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!